Hello, Maverick traders, and welcome out to your daily market roundup. This is Ankit there, and here we are wrapping up the day on a Thursday, December the 4th. Let's get into it. As always, we want to take a look at broader markets, do a top-down analysis, take a look at sector and heat map, and then we'll take a look at some possible opportunities. So let's get into it.
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional stock and option traders. Maverick Trading is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional trader for Maverick, click the apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
So looking at our market analysis here, let's just jump right into the headlines and the numbers. And looking at the markets, this is a bulletproof market. We have seen some data or some reports, like yesterday we had the Microsoft news, which really should have brought the markets down. But, this is where, the market's bulletproof when there's no bad news can really bring the markets down. So overall, nothing really has changed in the market narrative. Volatility remains low. And we also had this unemployment claims today that actually dropped to the lowest level since 2024 of January. So overall, I think markets are kind of sitting in a sweet spot. So this is where, you don't have a whole lot of rush of coming in for buying the markets, and we don't have a whole lot of reason to sell the market. So markets are kind of slugging along here. As you can see that in the numbers today, very small numbers. Dow Jones only down 0.24, S&P only down 0.10. Qs are showing more relative weakness, and then we're getting a little pickup in the small caps. Bitcoin is down and gold is mostly flat as well. So one thing we did talk about, or what we have seen so far, the theme of the year is that the market breadth just hasn't really been that great. We are seeing a slight improvement. We are down 51% in the red, 49 above the 50. So not really a broad-based rally in the market. Still a lot of concentration. The advanced decline ratio today, as you can see, pretty split. So this is, again, those markets where you just want to follow relative strength of weakness. Now, looking at the broader markets, you can see we have, come across that resistance, but really haven't seen a break off of that. So all we are seeing is, some rallies coming on pullbacks, but that's pretty much it. So, we could kind of move along in this little range over here while we're just sitting at the top end of the range. But overall, it seems like the downside is a little bit more limited and more buyers are coming on pullbacks. Same thing we're getting in, in the RSP, you can see we are almost at the resistance level here. So the big question really is that, are we going to get a big breakout? Are we going to get the Santa Claus rally? Otherwise, I think market could just keep chugging along without anything major development happening. Now, we have the Qs that are actually more relatively underperforming. But you can see that these things, look at the moving averages, nothing really exciting to really be calling, a big move up or a big move down. We're kind of in a sweet spot over here. So when we take a look at the heat map, and you can see, but there's pockets of strength and there's pockets of weakness. And I think that's really what we want to focus on. So for me, again, outlook really hasn't changed much. But again, the expectation really is that we probably just kind of, chug along over here, not really have a big move, especially going to the year end. We'll see, usually the second half of December is where we see the increased chances of a Santa Claus rally. But I think this is a good market to kind of keep the powder dry till we find out where the next big move is going to be. Now, looking at our potential setups here, let's get into it. Here's the first one. Caterpillar. This is the a nice little beautiful base over here, and here we are breaking out. So there's definitely decent long setups that I was able to find. So Caterpillar goes to number one. Here we are. BMY, Bristol Myers. Here we can see that this is really where the money's kind of coming into. Then here we are. The next one, Wells Fargo. We got a breakout right above that resistance. And then lastly, we see in Walmart breaking out as well. So you can definitely see there's areas where kind of money's flowing into, and that's really what we need to focus on. Now for the weakness, here's the first one, Duke Energy. We did break below support, and you can see it continues to sell off on some higher volume. That's where the weakness is. And I also kind of throw in some of this high beta stocks like Netflix. You can see that this thing kind of, it's below the 20 to 50. I don't really see a reason where there's going to be more money coming into this. We have already seen tech outperform this year. We'll probably see tech kind of moves along on the sideways to maybe a little bit on the lower side. And then here's the other one, Microsoft, same thing, getting a little base here below the 20 and the 50. But that's pretty much it. I think for as far as the market outlook, I think market likely to stay bullish, but it's not really a broad-based bullishness. I think those pullbacks are likely to get bought, and some of the rallies likely to be sold. So some of that kind of back and forth price action that we're expecting here. So we have an important report tomorrow. That's the PCE price index. We'll see if those numbers or inflation expectation, if that has increased or if it remains the same. I think market's kind of in a good spot over here. Going into next week, we still have the market expectation for a rate cut. So we're sitting at about 87% chance. So really, if there's going to be any surprise, that's going to come from some of FOMC maybe next week. And I think right now, the chances are for them to cut rates. So not a whole lot of shock value in the market. So this is where keep trading the markets in front of you and unfollow relative weakness. Thanks everyone for joining. See you in the next one. Happy trading.